Hi, this is Monika. Thank you for joining me for today's Kapalbhati breath pranayama breathwork. So today we will be learning the benefits of Kapalbhati, also known as skull shining breath. I will be teaching you the technique, and then we will be doing 3 rounds of this breath. Before we get started, take a moment to inhale and exhale. Kapalbhati is a pranayama breathwork technique, and the word itself actually gives you some insight into why it is also known as skull shining breath. So, Kapal in Sanskrit means skull or cranium, and bhati means light or the quality of being luminous. So Kapalbhati, skull light, skull shining breath. So this breath is actually believed to be a Kriya, so a cleansing technique in yoga. And this breath is very cleansing for the lungs, the respiratory system. It also helps to clear your nasal passages. And this breath is one of my favorites just to energize you. It's a very active, energizing breath. And I really do notice a difference in my body, in my state of being, in my energy when I do this breath before a yoga practice or at any time during the day. Before we start this breath, I do suggest maybe blowing your nose. I have been known to kind of lose a booger or two during this breath, so just wanted to give you that heads up. You can pause the video here for just a moment if you do need to take a minute to blow your nose, and we will learn the technique when you are ready. Kapalbhati skull shining breath is a passive inhale, which means the inhale is almost automatic, and the exhale is what is active and energetic. So we are initiating this breath kind of from the exhalation. And we'll be doing that by squeezing and contracting the muscles of the lower belly. So almost the perineum. We're squeezing the perineum, the lower abdominals, kind of this space right under the navel here is where we're initiating this squeeze, this contraction in the muscles. And this squeeze, this contraction is forcing the exhale, forcing the breath up and out of our lungs. So we're using those muscle contractions to force the breath, exhale the breath actively out through the nose. So the inhale again is passive. It is happening automatically as we are exhaling. I'll give you an example of what this breath looks like. I'll do a few repetitions here so you can kind of see what's happening in my belly as I'm contracting. So here's an example. So you can see I'm forcefully exhaling, actively exhaling, and the inhale is just happening naturally, automatically. So the breath is returning back into the lungs prior to the next contraction, the next exhale. So let's move into our first round of these breaths. You can join me. We'll be doing a round of 30 breaths. So this is a rapid breath, and we're moving quickly through these breaths. The energetic pace of this breath is what is also helping to energize us and to cleanse the lungs, cleanse the nasal passages. Join me in our first round, and we'll take one just deep cleansing breath first, a deep inhale and exhale on your own. To begin, almost take like a half inhale, so not a full inhale, but just a slight inhale, and we'll move through our 30 repetitions. Great, and then let's take, at the end of your 30 breaths, one deep inhale and exhale. And just allow the breath here to return naturally to a natural pace. Just take a minute. You can close the eyes if you'd like. And I hope you're beginning to feel that energizing quality of this breath, that cleansing effect. Move as quickly or as slowly as you'd like, just to kind of learn and get the hang of this breath. Our second round will be 45 breaths, so maybe you begin a little slower, and then as you get more comfortable and find your rhythm, your pace, you're quickening the breaths as you reach the 45 breaths. So maintain a pace that feels comfortable but also energizing for you. We'll take one more deep breath before we move into our second round. Inhale, exhale, and let's begin our second round, 45 breaths of the Kapalbhati skull shining breath. All right, 45 breaths. Just return to a natural pace of breath before we move into our third and final round. If you're feeling any kind of quality of lightheadedness, if this feels like a good resting place for you, I invite you to honor yourself, honor your breath and what feels good to you. There's no need to continue on to the third round. Maybe that was enough for you. But if you would like to continue into the third and final round, this will be our most energizing, our most rapid breath. So join me here in this third round, only if you feel comfortable. We'll take one cleansing breath before beginning our third round. Inhale and exhale. And now our third round of 60 Kapalbhati skull shining breaths. Inhale and exhale. Wonderful, 60 breaths, and let's take that cleansing breath. Inhale and exhale. And allow your breath to return to its natural pace. And close the eyes here, and let's take a quick moment of meditation as the breath is returning to the natural pace. Just tune in. Notice any clarity, any lightness, maybe energy. Maybe you're feeling in your fingertips, through your toes, a tingling effect. Just notice the effects of this breath on your body. Whenever you're ready, you can open the eyes. I don't know about you, but I feel energized, I feel clear. Thank you for joining me for today's Kapalbhati skull shining breath technique. This was Om Monika, and I will leave you with an Om. Om.